And we are back. Gmac and Winnie coming at you with another edition of the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Big fella, let's get dangerous.
That was foreboding of our crime and punishment series today.
Oh, was it ever?
I see we are both partaking in No Shave November.
Currently, yeah. It's white trashy, bro. Like, I'm going to probably
I can
shave.
see it. It's there.
Yeah.
But it's not even thin. It's just weirdly
It's not full.
placed.
It's not full.
It's not patchy.
It's Joe Dirte.
It is Joe Dirte. It's not patchy. My goatee will be fine. It always is. I've got the dirt stash going. I've never tried that before. But fuck it, it's for a good cause.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I don't mind the unshaved look for like a week, and then it just gets to this point where it's irritating the fuck out of me.
Well,
already.
that's why I went the way I did, because under here
on my third chin down here, it's just brutal.
After 2 days, I was like, that's itchy as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And in the career we have, we can't always not shave. So to be able to for this month, for a good cause, is pretty cool.
I have iledular haze or AIDS.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the fuck is going on with this thing.
Yours, but see, yours looks like at least a legit style. Where my eye was fucked,
dude. I woke up
totally different. My eye never got like that.
Woke up maybe it's been a week now. It's been 7 days. I think I woke up Tuesday morning ish, and there was a whitehead like the size of a fucking dime. So I'm like, I can't pop it because I can't. Right. You go to do it and you close your eye.
Yeah. Yep.
So the tooth. This is bad. You know the tooth picks, the tooth pickers. They have like the little floss on the one end, and the other end usually flips around to a point.
Yep.
So I flipped one around to that point, and I popped it, and a bunch of blood came out. And I'm like, oh, maybe it'll fucking release now. No, it just sealed back up, and now it's doing whatever the fuck it's doing.
Have you tried hot compresses and shit on it?
Yeah, that's what drew the what
head.
I thought was the
head.
What was going to drain. But yeah, no, it's been a week now, so I'm going to give it a couple more days. Worst case scenario, I'll call the old doc.
Yeah, but I mean, it's at least coming out
to
something.
It is.
So.
It just looks horrible.
Yeah. Well, the way you're sitting right now, because you're like way the fuck out of it.
It's turned.
All right, that's better.
Okay.
Because you weren't centered. Early you were, so you must, when you do your notes and stuff before we get going.
I sit differently.
Yes, because I'm like, he was fucking centered. What happened? Now all of a sudden you're like way over.
That's because I had the mic still pushed back. I was sitting differently.
Yeah.
But, and then.
Dude, it's not fun when your eyelid like that's fucked up. It's so tender.
It's in the way. And the Jets are beating, it's official. The Jets have beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills?
2017.
Oh, my God.
So, that's a good
we picked the Jets to cover because it was like 11 by 11.5.
Right. It was
at home.
It was as high as 14.
Yeah.
And I thought that was ridiculous. I knew that was ridiculous. I still thought 11.5 was ridiculous. But, and then what else we have going on this week? Or not this week, but Outlaw Blitz on the road on the 28th.
Yeah, the road.
Yeah.
From your colonoscopy?
From a colonoscopy.
Yeah. That's going to, at least have some sound.
Get some good effects, I guess, going on with that. But,
we could probably do a live version. I can do I could record it just from my phone.
Yeah, we're not recording my asshole on.
No, we'll pre-record it, but I'm definitely going to get some video.
Oh, yeah.
Like after they blow your entire intestine up with air, them farts are amazing.
Coming home, we'll have to have a gimbal that I can operate, and we'll do Facebook Live back and forth on the ride. Sound effects.
Well, I got that shotgun.
Yes, that's perfect.
Handheld thing you can handle. So what else went on this week?
Big day for you as a dad.
Yeah, that happened. Well, let's touch Outlaws junior team wins today, goes to the championship. They did what they came to do. The senior team, they couldn't overcome their own mistakes and gave up a very late touchdown.
Right.
I think their coaching kind of let them down a little bit. The kids played tough.
They did. They also put the ball on the ground a couple times.
Way too many. But they were
and some bad penalties.
They were put in situations that probably shouldn't have been. But needless to say, we got an Outlaws team in the final next week, which is awesome. This week, we were supposed to be playing Kingston.
Right.
Kingston cancels on us. Kingston cancels from after the Kingston cancel. 4 or 5 of our best players on our ninth grade team, our freshman team, were asked to come up to varsity. Boston being one of them. So for the last game of the year, they got to go up to varsity, which was pretty cool. And they each contributed when they got in.
Yeah.
Like they had 1 2-hour practice just to kind of get an idea of what the play calls or where the the terminology is a little different.
Okay.
And they were successful in where they did. Like Boston went in for probably like a couple drives as a cornerback. I don't think he's played corner his entire life. He played like DN, safety, linebacker.
Right.
He's never really been a corner for us. You know what I mean? He played safety or rover all year on his normal team. So they put him out of corner, and on his first snap as a varsity player, he got his tits lit, bro. And it was a cheap shot after the play.
Right.
A senior was waiting on him, and so they ran opposite side of where he was. So he came all the way across the field, and there was a play out of bounds by the goal line, and a senior waited on him at the pylon, and just as the whistle was blowing, fucking starched him. And he starched him to his back plate, feet rolled back, like he rolled over backwards to his feet, like a back somersault back to his feet. Kid talked some shit, and he's like, I ain't no bitch. And he covered him, and he did well, whatever. He covered him the rest of the quarter. But, that's probably the second hardest hit I've seen him take from minus his first play ever as a football player. We were in Red Hook, and somebody grabbed him inside his shoulder pads, spun him around, and he got hammered. And he'd never played tackle football in his life. This was his first ever play, and his chin strap was up over his eyes. And I'm like, well, he'll never play again. He pulled it down, shrugged his shoulders, and he was good.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? He's not ever physically imposing. You know what I mean? He's not like this big jacked kid. He's never been the biggest kid, but he's tough.
Right.
He is tough. So, needless to say, they're losing. They're not moving the ball all night. The last, towards the end of the game, they're like, "Yep, we've seen enough. Send him in." And he kind of jogs on. It's 3rd and long. He gets a hard count, gets him off sides, gets another encroachment. A buddy of ours' son runs for a first down. There's a first down. He takes off for 14 or 16 yards. There's another first down.
Right.
He gets another completes his first pass for probably like a yard or 2 gain. It was like a bubble screen thing.
First pass, but not his first ever to this player.
Well, no. There was a pass before that one.
Okay.
He threw one to Bernie Purdy first on a screen for like a yard. Then he goes for like 4 or 5 on another run. Then he hits Ezra for like 12 or 14 for another first down. So now we're talking like 3 or 4 first downs here. 3. Then he, it ends up being 4th and like 20. He got him in the red zone. In his only drive, he got him in the red zone. They weren't in the red zone all day.
Awesome.
He got him in the red zone. He ends up throwing an interception in the end zone. Beautiful ball. Receiver falls down. Corner's just right there waiting. It is what it is. But
and that's the thing about, he threw a pick. You know what? End zone passes are usually, unless they're thrown out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
They're either going to be a touchdown or a pick because it's tight coverage.
And he said, I said to him, I'm like, what were the routes there? He goes, Dad, I didn't even know. He goes, the play they called was in the hinge.
Yeah.
He goes, and I only saw the flag route to the right, like whatever the number was.
Yeah.
He goes, I only saw that. He goes, so I just said, fuck it.
That's where I'm going.
He goes, I'm just going to take a shot at the flag route, whatever,
And it was open.
It was open. You saw the video.
Yeah, the
kid fell down.
Yep.
If the kid doesn't fall down, it's probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
The biggest moment from that, of all that, game's over, and I'm trying to will him. Keep your jersey on, because the kids are all taking their shit off. I'm like, please keep your jersey on. He takes his pads off, but he puts his jersey back on. I just wanted a picture of him as a 9th grader playing varsity football, just like hey, this is where I started, and then a picture as his last varsity game when he plays,
right,
to see like how much. Here, you're a young baby faced kid with crazy hair to like hope, you know what I mean, just to see the difference.
right. Did you get it?
Yeah, Manny jumped the fence and ran up to him.
Oh,
That's the
thank
fence.
God.
That's the picture you see. He's like this.
Good.
So, but then he kept his jersey on. So all that's done. All the parents are waiting on the fence, and they're doing their stuff, and their coach talks to him and whatnot. And then it was just one of these moments. Oh, you're a dick. You're gonna make me emotional here.
I didn't mean to do that.
No, I know. It was just one of those moments where I was there for him. Nobody else was.
Right.
And he found me, and for the first time in a long time, he was smiling. Like, so he had this smile,
That's
right?
what's up.
He lit up.
Right.
And he came running over, and he was like, oh, man, you know? And then it was back to how he was as a kid and how excited he was about the game when he was younger, right? So, you know, we're sitting there and we're just kind of bullshitting, right? Like, for a minute on the sideline, Ez comes up, and that's the picture of him and Ez together. Yeah. Now, they were brothers in the gridiron forever.
Right. I mean, that you put him with that picture I took.
Listen, one's my son.
Yeah.
And one's basically my football son.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So, just to have that couple of seconds, and I'm like, how was the speed? He's like, nah, it didn't bother me.
Right.
And he didn't look oversized. You know what I mean? Like, height-wise, he was good. Overall, he said the biggest thing was the speed wasn't too bad. You know, it wasn't like lightning fast and he couldn't adjust. No. He said the biggest thing was there was more people that were tall.
Sure. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He goes, you know, like Miles Coons, right? 6'3", he's big.
Big kid.
His linemen are only that big anyway, but instead of going like dipping down and then back up, they stayed pretty even, but he still had passing lanes. Right. He still ran the ball well. Right. But when he got to them second level, he said the biggest thing was when he got to the second level, he goes, I usually put a move on a safety. No move. He goes, but that safety was fucking huge.
Right.
I said, I get it.
Right.
And I mean, he got hit pretty good there.
And I saw exactly what in that run. He ran for about 12 or 14.
Yeah.
And he got to the second level and it closed in.
Right.
And he's going to get used to that.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing.
That's where
as a ninth grader, you don't run 4.40s though.
Right.
He's probably running like a 5.1, 5. Right. As he gets older, that becomes a run that he can break off.
Sure. And that's where it was now is he didn't have time to make that second move. Right. They closed in. He got his initial yardage.
Yeah.
So, listen, he's going to come back.
Yeah, but he did it smart too. He didn't try to take too much.
Right.
He
took what was there.
Was there. Yep. So, needless to say, freshman gets in there, moves the ball well.
Yeah.
You know, and it felt pretty good to be around people that we've discussed this on the show a few times. There's a group of kids that unfortunately they didn't win a lot from the time they were young all the way through.
Right.
And then there's a bunch of kids that did win a lot and now they're stuck in this situation.
Right.
Right. And parents. You know, when these kids that were freshmen got called up and got on the field, you saw a difference be made by each kid at different points of the game. So the promise is there.
Sure.
And the parents that don't necessarily agree with the way that stuff was in the crowd, like that clap for your own kid only shit.
Right.
The culture in the stands will change because it was already changing this week.
Then, sure.
Yeah, so.
You know, it's like you said about having your kids and your football kids. And, you know, Chris being so much older than everybody else, he was done with SYFL way back. Max only played a couple of years. So I've had a lot of football kids along the way.
Right.
And Boston's my last football kid that I've actually had a chance to coach. So I got choked up and I sent Carly a picture. And she's like, the hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I said, it's hysterical. I said, I sent her the same pic that you had sent me of him and Ez because she knows Ez.
Right.
And
when they were just baby-faced boys.
Baby-faced little kids.
Right.
Ezra wearing a bow tie and shit to the banquet.
Yeah.
To now, and it's like, damn, we are getting old.
Yeah, we are, but
it's good.
There's such a pride with them group of kids because
there is.
Because they're good. They're becoming good young men.
Men, exactly.
And and if there's going to be a group of kids that can change the culture of a bad situation,
right?
This is the group.
Right. It's cool.
And then we saw the junior team is the next team.
Yeah. And like I said, down the road, if my boys have kids, I'd love to hop back in coaching with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have an opportunity to do something football related with Max in the next couple of months, which is cool.
Right.
And if Chris wants to join, he's already the invitation's there. It's up to him. But yeah, man, it's the one thing that every year, like you said, this goes back to our podcast months ago now about when school gets back in session and regular gets back to, well, our regular is almost over again as far as our football seasons.
Yeah, yeah. We got 2 more weeks really.
Yeah.
With the Harvest Bowl.
Right.
Championship.
And it's funny because we haven't coached in a few years now.
Right.
But we still go to the games every week for announcing and just supporting the program and whatnot.
I still lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, you still lose your fucking mind. And it's still a huge part of our lives. And I think it always will be.
Well, Highland, sometimes I don't think we realize truly what we built.
Right.
We went from a Saugerties-only league to multiple teams, to creating the HVYFA, to having multiple counties, to creating an all-star game.
Yep.
Created an all-star game, to taking a team to the national championship.
And pulling the top 5 finish with a win.
With
a win against a team who was number 1 in the nation this year.
So what I'm saying is we went from we won a game in the national championship.
We did.
So, but my point being, we went from a town of 19,000 people, this little small town, where it only had just this little football league, to now we're playing teams. We grew a league to an entire area, like 3-4 counties.
Right.
From 3 or 4 counties, we created an all-star game. From an all-star game, right? You know what I mean? Like where we had, if COVID didn't hit, we had a national schedule planned.
Right. Yeah, our travel team.
Right.
I'm going to give Darryl some credit here. This Harvest Bowl,
it's a smart move,
has taken off, and good, because it gives the kids an additional something to look forward to for the playoff teams or the kids that didn't make the playoffs are playing forward.
Yes.
And it allows so many kids to play a couple extra weeks. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's a fun environment. It's a fun day. The winning and losing isn't so big that day. And you see the communities come together because the teams get mixed.
Right.
So I like that.
I do too. I like the all-star game format, but it became something it should have never been.
Right.
Too many people getting involved with my kids should be on. There's kids that should have never made teams that got, you know what I mean?
Well, again, it gets back to the old adage of adults fucking up youth athletics.
100%. 100%. But needless to say, we had all that time. Like, we're the Outlaw Blitz.
Yeah.
We created the Outlaws.
Right.
That's what we are. That's something that it's so fucking wild. Like, we're the Outlaws.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just taking on this, and people want to be outlaws.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I've always had a personal dream. It's a very local and it's minute and it's, I don't know, kind of like allow it to be self-indulgent for once in my life.
Yep.
I would love to one day be in the Sorority Sports Hall of Fame just for my association with youth football.
Just for what we
built it to.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. But you know what? If that doesn't happen, but this league survives and thrives and gives us football talent, that's way more important.
100%. 100%.
So.
I don't want to take up. We talk so much about football all the time. We could have a show. Originally, this show was going to be about football.
And a lot about youth football.
About youth football and how, whatever.
So,
all right. So, what made you decide on this week's top 5?
Top 5. It came up. It was just a quick internet search because we're hurting for ideas week in and week out. 2 brains trying to think shit, and we get a lot of the same. So this one kind of like struck me funny as it was a top 5 things that annoy you as an individual. So of course,
not you personally, not like you Highlander, you Jordan. Well, you not
like
me.
It's
not
my
you
top
saying
5
it's
list.
a you.
Right. It's just my top 5 list.
Right.
Things that can annoy a human.
All right, here we go. This week's top 5. The top 5 things created to annoy you.
Yes.
I'll start.
All right.
Number 5. Packaging that takes a blowtorch or a cutoff wheel to open.
Oh my God. I've had
the cheapest fucking toy, the cheapest whatever. Some fucking $10 items got packaging that you need 3 stitches in your finger and a fucking, and a new thing because you broke it trying to get it open.
You gotta solve Da Vinci's code to get into the fucking box.
Yeah, absolutely fucking hate them things.
Yeah, I had it was something that I ordered for one of the boys for Christmas that arrived this week. I wanted to look at it. It was in a fucking mailing envelope that had more packing tape than what anything in your fucking living room would have had packing tape on.
Right.
Yeah.
Then getting a brand new TV.
Yeah, I needed a knife. Then I'm fucking wedging my finger down in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was brutal.
The same, and it goes for it's not just like plastic pack, but them boxes that have the flap that folds in.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden you rip the entire half the box trying to get the flap well.
Yeah.
Assholes. How is that a good design there that locks in there and it will
you
rip half the box just to get the fucking.
You can never use the box again.
But you're a motherfucker at Christmas time because you tape every edge. That's a dick move.
Yak, when you listen to this, definitely message the Facebook page because you curse me every year. I purposely put extra tape on his gifts just because he bitches about it.
Yeah, it's a dick move. You're number 5.
Airline and bus turlets.
Too small?
They don't. Why? Yeah. I got to stand out in the fucking hallway and hope nobody's fucking trying to watch me like a fucking pedo. And I don't fit in them. I'd be better off trying to straddle the toilet and shit in the sink.
Well, the bathroom at Myrtle Beach was nice though. You're saying on the bus.
I'm talking on a plane or on the bus.
Because they don't want you in them things.
No, they don't. How people fucking them?
I was just gonna say the same thing. How people get down in them things?
No
is beyond
way. Yeah, because I picture the nightmare shit where your tie gets falling. I don't wear a tie, but your fucking pant leg gets stuck in the fucking thing. It's flushing. You're covered in blue water.
Yeah.
God knows what happened in there.
Yeah, unless you're like an average size human from the 1950s. Average size.
Right, not now.
Let's be honest. A guy that's just somebody that's very tall. Like Scott Burke would have a problem too.
Sure. I would say, let's take the group of us that were up today hanging out.
Mulvaney would be the only one who's remotely comfortable.
Exactly.
Person. Right, because even like Joey Gambino, who's broad-shouldered, would have a hard time getting in.
Sal is by no means a big guy, but he's too big for one of that.
He's a big gay, though.
He is a big gay. So.
All right, number 4. People who mumble.
Yeah, we know them.
You know what I mean? They don't look in the eye. They fucking mumble, and you're constantly going, huh? What? Spit it the fuck out.
No.
I don't understand it.
Call them carbs.
Yeah.
Number 4, skinny jeans.
Yes.
They look on them. They make everybody look fucking way gay. There's no other way to say it. I just hate skinny jeans on men. I think it's a fucking awful look.
I think if you're very thin, it is what it is.
Well, on a very thin guy, skinny jeans are just going to be jeans.
Yeah.
On anybody that is of average size, skinny jeans make you look so fucking stupid.
I don't disagree. I want to see you in some skinny jeans.
Right.
It'd be all tight nut huggers. That's what we call them. Nut huggers.
I will forever wear baggy jeans.
All right. Number 3. People who wear copious amounts of perfume and cologne.
I've been accused, but I think
you used to be no. You don't ever smell bad for a big guy.
No, I think I would smell good.
But there's a difference. There's motherfuckers that instant headache, bro. There's a very particular person.
I love Josh Moranti.
Oh, here it is.
Love Josh Moranti. I know exactly where he's been.
Yeah. But there's other people that are saying...
It's not a bad cologne.
No. But what I'm saying, there's other people. You can get in the elevator and go, I bet you so-and-so's right ahead of me.
Right. And
you're like, yes, yep, there she is, because of the perfume. We used to have somebody that you knew when she was on your floor because she had this gagging fucking vanilla diamond perfume.
It's the absolute, it's the same, but opposite of shitting yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. You know who was there.
You overcompensated. Yeah. Yep, that was my number 3.
My number 3, booths.
Booths?
Yeah, like in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Not made for us.
Or people who fucking, they go out to dinner with dudes like us, or waitresses try to sit us in a booth.
That's, yeah.
Like, are you really thinking smart here?
Carly's birthday, we ended up in Jersey that day. She was just shopping for some Disney shit. We came back and I know this restaurant, the Mason Jar, very good food. Get in there, the girl seats us. Now the place is like a third full. It's empty.
Right, you can't give me a table.
Right. She tries wedging me in this fucking booth. And I'm like, well, some of them you can move and they're not stuck to the wall. You move the
table, yeah.
Some are stuck to the wall. This thing, I had it I had it catty corner. And there still was not enough room.
It's one of those ones where you're kind of eating under your man titties.
Right. And you're like, I gotta cut, I nipped my nipple trying to cut my steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm like, excuse me, can we sit somewhere else? This
is
fucking terrible.
Like, read the room here, guy or girl, whoever you are.
Exactly.
Number 2, bad drivers. This happened on the way to the game this morning.
Okay.
Fucking asshole tried to turn left from literally like over the white line.
Wow.
You know, all the way to the right.
Peterbilt turn?
Oh, dude, 2 tires over the white line and then turned left.
What the fuck?
And the guy in front of me almost fucking plowed him. And then that means I almost drilled the guy in front of me.
Right.
Because you just people that they don't give a fuck, or they're looking at their phone and they're in your lane. Just in general, bad drivers.
Yep.
Like, they were invented to fucking annoy you.
I had traffic in general, but I'm gonna go with yours. It really ends up being bad drivers. Last night, sitting in fucking traffic to try to get to this parking garage in Albany. People do not understand the simple concept of merge.
Yes.
One car, one car. One car, one car. I don't give a fuck. I will gladly let the car in front of me go, and then I'm nosing out. And if you act like you're not going to fucking do it, I'm pulling right in front of your shit, so you got to hit me.
Yep.
It's fucking so annoying and so inconsiderate.
So same thing. 9W is a very major road here, a lot of traffic on it, and it's one lane. They were doing some road work on a busy Friday evening.
Yep.
Everybody's coming home from work, 4:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
Here it's busy. So we're stopped. Now, there's a apartment complex to my right. So I leave the opening so people coming through can get in.
Sure.
So, people are like kind of lagging back in this line while they're stopped. Well, everybody moves up. I don't move up right away because I'm leaving this opening. Once the car clears it, I move up.
Right.
The lady behind me decides, well, fuck them. She moves up with me. Now, we're stopped by the flagman.
Yeah.
The cars coming the other way are stuck
nowhere to
because
go.
There's barrels. They can't get around the lady who's trying to turn in to the apartment complex because the asshole behind me thought it was in their best interest to run it instead of leaving the space so people could pull in. But here's the thing. I do the right thing for the asshole behind me to do the wrong thing.
Right.
And now no traffic's going either direction.
And who's being stared at? You, because you're right in the fucking center of it.
No, I wasn't in the center. I was
you were beyond it. Okay.
Because I didn't move until I knew I could get past the opening.
Right.
And the old lady that was trying to turn into it because it was a senior place.
Sure.
She couldn't go anywhere. There was no fault of hers. So the guy in front of me edged up to the side. I edged up a different way.
Yeah.
Just so then this asshole behind me
then
doesn't move.
Right.
She's still in the way. So yeah, people like that.
The other thing too, and I'll add to that. when you're trying to make a bunch of lanes are turning in to go to a parking garage, you know that it's traffic. You're going to have to wait a minute or two. The fucking light turns green and assholes are laying on their horns. Where are you going to go?
Right. Where am I going? Light's green, but there's a fucking traffic jam. Where am I going?
Exactly.
So is that your number 2 also?
That was also my number 2.
All right. So my number 1, Karens, rule followers, and nosy people.
Know them all.
And, like people that will tell you, nope, that's not the rule. You can't do it. What? They'll be on you.
That's not your rule.
Right. They'll be on you for something, but they're the same people that run every stop sign.
Absolutely.
Or whatever.
Yep.
The rule doesn't apply to them, but it applies to everybody else, and they'll tell you how it applies to you.
Well, you can't turn left there.
Yeah, you can turn left there, but yet, you turn left illegally 100 times a day.
Exactly.
But not for you.
No.
Karens, we all know them. People that just Karens and nosy people are very much the same person.
Shut the fuck up, mind your business.
Right. Stay in your fucking lane.
Right.
Worry about you.
Yeah.
People that they have to interject themselves into everybody's shit.
Yeah.
Just mind your fucking business.
Yeah. My number 1 is scratch offs.
They tie up your coffee line.
They tie up my fucking line at Stewart's 4 out of 5 days a week. I got to start carrying shoelaces with me.
You're gonna have to.
It's getting bad.
Yeah. No, I hear you. You're gonna have to.
Like, listen, I understand. Hey, let me get $2 of the $5 scratch offs. Cool. Take your tickets. Go fucking play them.
Scratch offs in general, I don't have a problem.
Get back in line. Let me take 2 of those, and then let me get a pick 6, and let me box.
Hey, can you check these numbers for me?
No, motherfucker. The machine's right there. Check it.
And yourself. You got 10 people behind you.
Right.
It's either a winner or it's not. You're okay. You're in the
money. They look at you like you're the asshole.
Right.
Because you couldn't wait 15 minutes, motherfucker. I'm late for work now because of you.
Right. Well, and it's generally a lot of them people aren't people that traditionally quote unquote work.
Correct.
They have no place to be, and fucking well.
That's their income.
Yeah. All right, so we kind of got away from the 5 crazy just based on the last couple weeks were too serious.
Yeah,
that shit was in a little
and that being combined with the fact that we haven't done this in a little while. So.
Yeah, and there's some darkness in this.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to Crime and Punishment. This week, it was Highland's idea, and you came up with Crime and Punishment, the holiday party edition.
Right, because
we're getting into that time of year where you either meet for like dinners, Thanksgiving whatever, parties, Halloween whatever. They're all kind of set season.
Your holidays celebrate after that.
Right,
so
seasonal parties.
They're going to happen. All
right, number 1, crime. Needing a special menu or diet for the party. We all know these people. If you know that you can't eat fucking peanuts or more, and nothing like if you got an allergy, I get that.
Right.
But then eat at home. But like if you're lactose intolerant, you just don't eat there. But you got to be that fucking naggy motherfucker that asks for a special. Please don't make them with milk in them or something like that. Right. So the punishment. You are made the special item you requested, but with double the ingredients you can't have, so you shit your pants the entire next day.
Oh, I love it. I might have to do that a couple Sundays from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck those people. And not in the aspect of, listen, if you have a dietary need, then make the item you bring.
Right.
If your dietary specifications.
Right. And that's what I said. Not like allergy where you're going to hurt somebody by doing it. But if you just know that you get gassy from lactose, can you please make them without it? Or, fuck off.
Make a dish that's good for you that everybody else can enjoy as well.
Right.
That's going to roll right into my number 1.
Okay.
Is bringing either unprepared food or not enough. Hey, this has to go in the oven for 45 minutes, and then you got to put it in the broiler for 10. Motherfucker, cook it before you get here.
Right, get it there and then warm it up.
Right. Or, secondly, the asshole shows up with like a can of cranberry sauce.
Yeah. Hey, it's completely unprepared. We got to use a can opener.
Yeah, and that feeds,
you want me to do everything for you?
That feeds 3 of the 14 people here.
Yeah.
Thanks for your contribution.
Yeah.
So they're going to be tied to the chair while everyone else eats, and their toes they're going to be used to put up the Sterno cans at the end of the night.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, overstaying the party end time. The people that just won't get off the fuck, won't get the fuck out. That's the crime. The punishment: you will be shot with an airsoft gun repeatedly until you go the fuck home.
Until you leave, right out the door. I'm following you.
Bang! Ow! It's time to go. But I mean, bang! Just constant bang, bang. You're just leaving with fucking welts until you get the hint,
right?
Because there's people that just refuse to leave when it's time to go.
Yep. My number 2 is the corner sitter. The person that sits in the corner the whole fucking night, doesn't partake in anything that's going on. They're going to be left in the corner, but they're going to be the speaker is going to be put next to them at the loudest decibel, playing a mix of nothing but Yanni and Kenny G. The whole night.
Yeah, I hear you. That's a good one.
Just to watch them suffer.
But knowing them fucking people, they don't care.
They might like that.
They love Yanni and Kenny G. It would
That's
be a great night for them. Yeah. All right, number 3, crime: not helping clean up / being a dirtbag the entire night and leaving your plates and cups around for others and they're not being thrown out. So you're just creating the mess for everybody else to handle at the end of the night.
Right.
Punishment: you get dragged out to the garage, tied to a chair, and waterboarded with the liquid that puddles up in the bottom of the garbage bags. That's what you get for being an asshole. That's a good one, bro.
That is a good one.
That's a good one. You know, because they're always that asshole. They have 30 plates.
Yeah.
It's never the same plate. They got 30 plates or 30 cups.
Right.
And they leave them around scattered throughout the house instead of in the trash bag.
Right.
Just help. It makes it that much better at the end of the night to clean up.
Listen, I don't mind the using more than one plate because I'm not going to eat chili and something and then
a cake off the same thing. Right. I get it.
Right.
But there's
throw it out.
There's plenty of garbage cans at these parties.
Yeah.
You know?
Mostly, a lot of times, there's designated areas. Hey guys, put your empties here, garbage here.
Yeah.
You make an announcement.
Yep.
Number 3, double dippers.
I'm guilty though.
Are you?
Yeah, like if it's my own shit,
will you go off the same end?
I'd quadruple dip if I can. No, I mean, if it wasn't for Seinfeld, I would have double dipped my entire life.
Oh god!
But he made it because I never thought of it that way, right? You live in a house. I lived in a house with my parents, whatever. Right. You fucking if there's dip, you fucking dip. It's just it. But when you're at a party,
take some dip, put it on your plate, and then dip off your plate.
Right,
dip as many times as you want.
Right.
But if you're
when you're the person walking by while you're filling your plate and you dip,
scumbag.
I would always turn it over though.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yep.
The fingertips on both hands. With the cheese slicer that you drag across and it makes the thin slice.
Yeah.
You got no tips left.
Oh, your fingerprints will just be gone.
Yeah, you can't dip shit now, asshole.
Dip them.
Dip them.
Yeah. All right. Number 4, crime: showing up way later than the start time. Right? You got the people that don't leave, but then the party's from 6 to 9, and it's a dinner party.
8:30.
And they show up like 7:45. Now, dinner's long fucking over.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those people, punishment: your grand entrance is met with each person telling you exactly how they feel about you and your bad habits, one by one, execution style.
There you go.
You're a horrible fucking mother. Bang. You're always fucking late. Bang. You're a fucking scumbag cheater. Bang. You know what I mean? And ruthlessly fucking smashing somebody.
It's like
one by one.
Intervention.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's good.
Yo, because you're not the most important person in the room.
Right.
Fuck you and always showing up late.
Oh, God, that's good. My number 4 is a super pet peeve. Because I love them so much, but I make sure I'm conscious to not be this guy. The motherfucker that stands over the shrimp cocktail and eats every shrimp.
Oh, that's Cougar.
Is it really? Yeah. Oh, you cocksucker.
Yeah.
Save some for the rest. I only eat shrimp a few times a year.
Yeah.
Their sack is going right in the deep fryer.
Oh.
I'll lift the horn out of the way to lower it.
You'll hold the horn just to dip it.
Absolutely.
Are you battering it a little bit?
I could. But
get a good smack with the mallet first.
But yeah, don't eat all the shrimp. That's just wrong.
I know, because it's usually just a circle.
Right.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, some guy's got 30 fucking empties on there before you even get up there.
Yeah, you see an empty plate in his hand with nothing but tails.
There's tails, yeah. You scumbag fuck. Yep. All right, number 5. Not participating in the theme of the party. Examples: ugly sweater, Halloween, etc. Punishment: you will have fleshlights and giant rubber dicks gorilla glued to your entire body, and random hobos will have their way with the toys.
Oh my god.
Guys or girls, whatever way.
That's awful.
They will just, you're going to be tied to a lamppost, and they're just going to come up and use the toy, whatever way. Put their dick in it, or some skank that hasn't showered for weeks, just
right up against it.
Yeah, just smashing you in the forehead with her ass cheeks. Wow, what's going on?
I'm blowing a fleshlight right to somebody's throat. So they're just getting jammed the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's awful.
Yeah.
Number 5, the guy that brings no alcohol and drinks every bit of yours.
Oh, his name's Highland Winnie.
Bullshit. I always bring what I drink.
You used to empty my entire fridge out. Don't fucking lie to me.
That happens.
Yeah, that happens.
It happens, maybe.
Yeah.
But now I always bring.
Yeah. Well, you always drink weird shit.
That's
now.
why.
What's the punishment for that?
Oh, you're not. And I did this. Well, I wasn't knocked out per se, but you knock him out, lay him out back, and he becomes the urinal.
That's actually happened to you at a party of mine.
It was your dog, though.
That's pretty funny. That was good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's nice to get some punishment out.
Now nobody will ever come to a party we throw.
Yeah, fuck it. We throw good parties. Absolutely. I used to throw great parties.
Your parties were the shit. We had a good time all the time.
All right, let's move along to. Oh fuck! Wait, that didn't mean to do that.
What did it do?
I almost erased.
Oh.
All right, over and under, which I heard that this tune is quite catchy, and a lot of people find themselves singing it begrudgingly.
Nice.
All right, number 1, ice cream cones.
Oh, way underrated. Love them.
Like, the ice cream is whatever it is, but when the ice cream's in the cone, when it gets down to the flat part, that's the best part to me.
Even on the ready-made, like, store-bought.
Nutty Buddies, right?
The little chocolate that gets down the bottom at the end of the tip of the cone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope Sarah Longtoe sings that song all the time.
Yeah. Highland. Boss and I went for ice cream yesterday, and when I got to the cone, I'm like, oh, this is an over and under.
Yeah.
The cone part with the ice cream is the best part.
Phenomenal.
And either type of cone, waffle or sugar cone. I'm good with either. All right, number 2, scented candles.
Underrated. I like scented candles.
Underrated. If they're a good smell.
Right.
Because there's some that are like, ugh. You walk into people's house and you're like cashmere. You're like, oh, fuck.
Frankincense?
Yeah. Yep.
Patchouli. The worst. It reminds me of straight body odor from the green and Woodstock.
Yeah. Yep.
Foul shit.
Yeah.
But as an overall, if you're getting like the apple,
green and Woodstock, that's perfect. Yeah.
If you're getting like the apple cider or pumpkin pie, or even your race fuel one.
The race fuel one was good. Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't bad.
A lot of beach stuff, ocean stuff, sand and surf. It's just stuff that makes you smell clean.
Right.
All right. Number 3, Burger King.
Overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah.
The only reason I say underrated is because they're one of the only people that put ketchup and mustard on a burger.
Okay.
And they have onion rings.
I like their burgers, and I actually do like their onion rings, but I think the rest of the menu is kind of.
One thing I got, and the reason I'll stay with my underrated. One reason they are definitely cheaper than McDonald's. Right,
and if I learned now that if you use the app
at McDonald's,
at both, you save a fortune.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, and they have these special deals, like what was it, the Travis Scott meal they used to have at McDonald's? Like you couldn't just go up and order that.
Right, you had to choose the app.
So like everything, it's an app thing. All right, number 4, apple cider donuts.
We're talking store-bought or fresh?
Either. Like Stewart's would probably be the closest store-bought version I would get.
I'll say underrated, but there's nothing like. We had stopped at
seasonally underrated.
Right, because we had stopped at a fruit stand a couple weeks ago, and the lady was just about to close. And I said, well, how much for a dozen? And she was like, I don't know, $6 or whatever. And she's like, I'll give you whatever I have left. And they were small, they were little ones.
Right.
But they were fried that day.
Yeah.
So
soft.
Oh, super soft. Yeah, they were good.
They're so good. But seasonally, like that's not a donut I want all. I'm not a big donut person.
I don't want it in the spring.
But I don't want it I don't want it in the spring. All right, so both underrated.
Yeah.
All right, and number 5, Stadium seats.
Way overrated.
No, are you following what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
Like, the seats you bring to a stadium with a back?
Oh, I don't have one. I know you have a really good one.
Yeah.
I still say it depends. If they have sides on them, they're overrated for me because I need width. But I know what you're saying about not having something to lean on.
When you're like, I bet you if you ask baseball parents, people that do travel ball and all this shit,
right,
the right seat makes a big difference.
Sure.
Like for baseball season, I bought the one with the shocks in the chair. So I never even use the thing because I stand up or I sit in my car out in right field. I can't go near the fence with baseball.
Right.
Because I loved baseball and I was a good baseball player.
Yeah.
But that stadium seat I got, that fucking thing is phenomenal. I love that thing. And not most nights I don't use it. I leave it for my mom so that she has an actual chair to sit in.
Right.
Because sitting on them bleachers, man, your ass hurts. And it suspends you like that much above the bleacher, so you got some give in it. And I would recommend you getting one. They're really good.
Yeah, I'll
and they're rated for really high weights.
Okay.
So that's what I have for over/under stadium seating. I will say underrated for those.
Okay. And I may change if I get one that I like. I may change the rating.
Cool. We will work into. Kendo stick trivia. We're not doing kendo stick. We'll just do regular trivia.
Nah, we're doing kendo.
Oh, we're doing kendo stick trivia?
Yeah.
Oh, you're brave enough, huh?
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right. Well, you saw me take these out. I've been shuffling these for a while because I just whatever they are. I've been shuffling them.
Okay.
I've got all the questions that we already did taken out.
Cool.
I organized that. For some reason, I thought this was 80s and 90s, and I still think it is. I think we're missing one of the boxes.
That could be. I thought there was an 80s one as well.
Because I thought because we were going back and forth.
I thought I was doing really good on the 80s and very bad on the 90s.
Right, but remember, wasn't there a box where it was both sides?
I thought Summer had gotten us one actually.
Yes, and it worked out of both sides.
Right.
One were 80s, one were 90s. Okay.
Right.
Question numero.
And we're going straight. Best 3 out of 5.
Best 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Numero uno. In 1997, which now iconic CEO returned to the company he founded in the mid 80s?
Bill Gates.
0 for 1. Steve Jobs. Apple.
Fuck, that's what I meant too.
You
didn't
say it, though.
I was thinking Apple. God damn it.
You didn't say it.
Shit.
All right.
0 for 1.
Number 2. The breakup of Yugoslavia was a central cause of which war? Oh, warm up the stick.
Oh my! I'm getting that bubble guts thinking about the stick too. Breakup of Yugoslavia.
Yep, was the central cause of which war?
Oh man, this is the 90s.
90. I'm gonna say 95 because I sat in a hangar waiting to go to this war. Never got brought in. Come on.
That's past Desert Storm, though.
Yeah, it's past Desert Storm. Yep.
So Desert Shield was first.
Buh. Yeah, buh. That's what I'm giving you. You got 5 seconds, bro. 4, 3, 2, 1. 0 for 2 you are. Yeah. The Bosnian War.
Oh, motherfucker.
All right. How old was Britney Spears when she made her debut on the Billboard Hot 100s with her song, Baby One More Time? She was a minor.
Okay, I'm going to say 17 then.
You are getting hit with the stick.
Fuck.
16. Man, you do better in the 80s, and you were a young kid in the 80s. Where I don't get that.
I know, but I was a latchkey kid who doesn't watch TV.
Yeah, all right. Number 4. We'll see, because you sometimes pull out crazy shit, and I give you the bonus. But it really hinges on this one.
Okay.
What does the phrase, all that in a bag of chips mean?
what does it mean?
Yeah, like.
Is there a specific meaning to it?
Like I'll give you a ballpark if you.
It's like it's like really awesome. It's great. It's better than.
Okay, yeah,
better
it's
than
good
average.
with a little extra.
Right.
All right, so you got that one. So
Okay.
it's 3-1.
All right.
This is gonna be. It's got. If this has like a very specific answer and you get it, I'll give you it.
Okay.
No, fuck you. You don't get this one.
Oh, come on.
No, because it's the answer. It's nothing extra.
Go to the next one.
Before this, I'll let you. If you tie it up with this, you not tie it up. But if you get it to 3-2, I'll give you a chance. I'll give you the bailout.
All right.
And that'll be the rules going forward.
Okay.
That you'll get a bailout card.
Okay.
If you get the bailout right, that will give you the 7th card, and then it's no matter what.
Okay.
Before the smartphone, what device was considered to be the first wildly popular handheld computer?
Ooh. Oh shit. Man, what were they called? That's fucking with me right now. What were they called? I know what they're called. Palm Pilots.
There it is. All right, now you get the bailout card.
Is that what it said? Palm Pilot?
The Palm Pilot.
Okay.
This is the bailout. You still got to get this to even get to the winner take all.
Okay.
Which New York Times bestseller chronicled the Ebola virus?
What?
Which New York Times bestseller chronicled the Ebola virus?
They wrote books about it?
Yeah, it was a series.
Like a fiction writer?
yeah, it's a. Well, no, there's a name of the books. I'm fucking hitting you with this stick, bro. That's all there is to it.
Tom Clancy.
No, The Hot Zone by Richard Preston.
No fucking clue.
You're fucked, bro. You are fucked. That one would have got you out of it. I would have just said you're good. You don't have to go to extras on that.
Oof, that's a roughie.
That was a bullshit. You want a different one? That's very specific.
That's like
weird.
Beyond specific weird.
All right, I'll give you another one more bailout. We're like the government here. You must be like Chevy. Fucking go figure. What was the first mass-produced hybrid car?
The Prius, wasn't it?
Yep. All right, so there's your bailout.
Okay.
Now this is a no matter what card.
All right.
I hope this is a fuck up card. You're not getting hit. Which 2 U.S.-based e-commerce sites that we still buy from today were launched in the mid-90s?
Okay, Amazon.
That's one.
Okay. And another e-commerce site.
If you miss this, am I not only hitting you hard, I am hitting you like fucking Babe Ruth. I'm calling my shot.
It's gotta be eBay.
It is.
Okay.
You got bailed out. You're lucky I was nice to you today, bro. I was going to hit you so hard you shit yourself.
It was happening. I would have leaked. For sure. I would have leaked.
You're fucking idiots, bro. You're fucking idiots. Follow me, you fucking idiots.
He had one this week. There was a dude singing like a show tune.
Yeah.
But he had... They weren't man boobs, bro. I don't know what they were.
Yeah.
Because he was like kind of like skinny fat.
Yeah.
But he had like... James Arena says they were absolutely the most beautiful solid C cups he'd ever seen on a man or a woman.
That's funny.
He is fucking funny. Any rabbit holes this week?
Yeah. I had a few. One, the Nicotine Dolls guy. He went on AGT. He puts out music as like the Nicotine Dolls is the band.
Okay.
He's got a really scratchy voice. Then you fall down a rabbit hole watching that.
Yeah.
A lot of Bill Burr knocking on fucking like Stephen A. Smith. He's like, you want to talk about sports and you're punching mitts like a fucking lunatic. You don't know.
Yeah.
My rabbit holes are pretty kind of similar to what they always are.
Themed.
Yeah. A lot for whatever reason. Do you ever have like a? I want to call it a fear, but like like, God, I hope that's not like my ear. I don't know. You've seen I fucking clean my ears all the time.
Right.
And then I go on like fucking TikTok and see like the audio, whatever, something, and they're just pulling out plugs of earwax. Like,
disgusting.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, tell me my ear. So,
like, how do you hear?
Right. Well, that's the thing though. So I had a nurse look at my ear last week, and they're like, Jesus, you're all, it's all plugged up, and they flushed my ear, whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I clean my ears all the time. And I got like fucking hearing of a fucking bat. I can hear really good. So I'm like, is my ear really look like that? Like, I get freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
do my ears look like that? Like, I
Are
try to
that
keep them
gross?
clean.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you do, you can hear fucking colors when that stuff's over.
Right. No, that's fucking funny.
You're like, oh, Highland's wearing a purple shirt. Did you see him? No, I heard him.
I heard it.
I heard him.
The fucking, it's amazing. And it says right on the box, do not use to clean your ears.
No, I know.
But it's like, what else are you going to use? They work well.
Yeah.
But I think...
Have you seen this new thing called Whoosh?
I don't think so.
It's like a round thing. It's like a round fucking container, and you put water in it.
Okay.
And it's got this one arm that comes up. Like, literally, it's at the top, and it just goes... And it's a wand, and on the end of it's got like a rubber spiral fucking thing that's like the size of your ear hole.
Right.
And when you press the button, it vibrates. You put it in your ear hole, and then you hit the water, and it just flushes your ear out.
Oh, shit.
And people are like, this fucking... They're just standing there holding it in their ear.
Like,
like,
it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. Like, because it's probably... loosens everything up in there, and at the same time, you have warm water flushing it out.
And that's what I think happens. Like, do you have one ear that ends up getting dirtier than the other?
Well, probably whatever side you lay on, kind of.
My right ear, for whatever reason, has always produced more
dirty
wax
ear.
than
You got
the
a
other.
dirty ear.
So, I get potatoes out of that one, and then the other one's pretty clean. But I think a lot of times, especially with that ear, I'm sure as you're cleaning the surface, you're probably
pushing more shit in.
down.
Yeah.
So that's... Did you ever try the ear candles?
No, but after this, them saying that I had, it had some packed in there and flushing it, I'm like, I want to do the ear candle. No, it doesn't work.
Nope.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of crackling.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, because when it's lit, it should be pulling a draft.
It should be.
But I don't know why you want to do it the opposite way.
But here's
why would I do it this way up?
Right.
When using force, right? You would think it would melt down.
Well, think of the gimmick. It does melt down. What's holding that paper together? Wax.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that you see that people are like, oh, if you put these pads on your feet, it sucks all the toxins out.
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah. Now, how do you know it's not something that's like hypercolors? Like, once it gets sweaty, it turns black.
Right. It's true. You don't.
You don't fucking know.
You don't know.
Right.
I wish they had somebody could put over the sty and get rid of it.
Teabag.
Yeah.
Not somebody's
Not Sal's teabag.
Not Sal's.
No, he offered.
Oh, old fucking
dirtbag.
Scurv. In his free shorts and his free fucking sweatshirt. No wonder why he didn't have a problem getting us a burger today and hot dogs.
That's why he has an array of hats, because that's all he has to buy.
Right.
Everything else is free.
He's fucking wearing the underwear and socks his mom got him in '86. And then he's got the free shorts on from
the
coaching.
The band is attached in 3 spots.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No, knowing that guy, he goes fucking without any. He looks like he's such a hairy bastard. He's just got fleece drawers on all the time.
Did you hear him saying he was getting his back waxed?
What?
Yeah, he said the girl that cuts his hair.
He is straight up bear finder, bro.
I think we'd make a fortune with it.
Dude, oh, we would. If that's not a real app, we need to create it and put him as the picture. Yeah, and I got a picture of DeSico that we could put on there, too.
Oh, God.
The lady that cuts his hair, I asked her, she's like, oh, there was a guy in here, blah, blah, blah. And I said, can you just, next time he comes in, just call him BGS? He'll know immediately where it came from.
Nice.
Yeah.
That and, remember when Tommy got his eyebrows done?
Oh, fucking, just gone.
God.
Gone. And he's like holding it off, and you know me, I miss nothing. I'm like,
what are you doing? Why does your fucking
hat pull? You got no eyebrows.
You look like Dave Stewart. Why is your hat pulled down so far?
Yeah. He looked like, the guy from Police Academy.
Right. First off, he wasn't wearing a hat all that often back then, and then he just started wearing hats super weird.
And he wore it like backwards.
Right.
Right,
the
like
strap
right
was
across
covering where your eyebrows would be.
Yeah. He would have been better off wearing a headband and looking like an essay, you know?
Yeah. Ichigo.
Yep. What have you been watching?
It's John Cena promos.
Yeah?
Forgot how good he was.
Oh, dude, he was silver tongue on him.
Yeah, he tore some motherfuckers up.
All right. Go ahead. Finish. Because I want to pose this question to you because we talked about it on the Outlaws Edge this morning.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's been a lot of the same.
All right. So I pose this question. We live in a time with TV, right?
Yep.
Hold on a second. So there's TV and there's internet and there's all these things, right? If you didn't have all of that, right? And
Okay.
I mean, obviously we witnessed it through television, but if you didn't and you saw people do these things, who would be like folk heroes / legends in sports and entertainment? Like what legends would be written about, like Paul Bunyan, right? I think Bo Jackson.
For modern day sports?
Well, just like right.
Or
like,
in general.
Stuff that's not, if you didn't see it, you wouldn't believe it. And like, right, there's no TV,
right.
And you got to write about it. I would say Bo Jackson. Like that, a guy who's so godly. He throws the ball from the fence. It never touches the ground, and he throws out the speediest speed runner there is.
Yep.
On a ball he should have never touched. He picked it up, didn't look, and threw it right to the plate. And bats that were beneath him that didn't strike fear and into the hearts of pitchers, they were beneath him, and he disposed of them by just smashing them over his knee and just disregarding them.
Speed so great that he could run up walls.
Ran up a wall. Facing the mightiest of men of his time in the what would be an all-star game. He hits a home run, you know. He uses the bat on the first pitch to deposit the ball out of the stadium.
Yeah.
You know, like things like this. And in the biggest moment, he goes into the Coliseum against the other gladiators and runs over
right.
the biggest gladiator in the biggest moment.
Yeah.
Like that would be a story. That would be a legend that you could write.
Yeah.
Any other ones that would stick out in your mind? I mean, like Babe Ruth calling his shot. That's a legend. We never saw that.
Right.
There is a video of it.
We were just told it happened.
There is I mean, he was before our time. There's a video of it. But
Jordan. A lot of things Jordan did.
Like when he was sick.
Yeah, the flu game for sure.
Or where he took off from the foul line and dunked.
Right. The 35 points in the first half. He banged all them threes against the Blazers.
Dude, Linsanity.
63 points in the playoffs. Oh, Jerry, yeah, that was... You wouldn't have thought it because where did this guy come from? Out of nowhere.
Derek Jeter's career is stuff legends are made of.
Right place, right time. All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Diving into the stands like Superman.
You know, and for every...
Hitting a walk-off single to finish his career.
For every fucking detractor to Derek Jeter there is out there, they can lick my sack.
Yeah.
Was he the best defensive shortstop? Not even close.
No, but in the biggest moments, picking up a ball he had no part of being and getting the out at home plate.
But he always came through when it mattered.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now we rely so much on what we see on TV. It's like, that's everyday shit. That wasn't everyday shit what he accomplished. One that I think...
How about a prime Tiger Woods?
Oh, yeah. Winning by like 18 strokes.
A prime Mike Tyson.
Right.
The sheer fear he struck into other grown men.
I have one for you, and I think you'll... If you didn't watch it on TV and there was no TV around and we're writing about this and we're chiseling and whatever, and we're going to put it out for people to hear the stories of our time, right? There's no TV. You got to write the story. When a man named Hulk Hogan faced a giant that hadn't lost in 25 years, and he lifted him to the heavens over his head and slammed him to the ground, pinning him for the first time in his life. That is a fucking legendary tale.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if you didn't see that, it's legendary because we watch it.
Right.
But if you never saw that and you had to tell somebody and teach somebody that,
could you? Sure.
that is something that if they found an archive and somebody wrote that out,
Yeah.
you'd be like, right, like if civilization gets destroyed today and they can't find the old videotapes and all the old shit, but there's a book that sticks around, that could be another Paul Bunyan, another, you know, Davy Crockett type story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just talking sports.
Yeah. You know, there's
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like time and time again. And it doesn't have to be career wise. There's just it can be small moments that are like the 1980 U.S. hockey team.
Yeah, that'd be a huge one. The dream team.
Right.
Where there was a team so good that nobody could touch them.
Right.
They beat Angola by 100 points. I mean, it was insane. That's how good that team was. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, actually.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we rely so heavily on, you know, the internet and video and this and that. What happens when if it all went away tomorrow?
Right.
And you had to have you had to have it in a book, like a leather-bound book.
You need descriptive writers to recreate so you can envision the entire event in your head.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When you're sitting here 200 years from now and you read that this man picked up a giant over his head, lifted him to the heavens.
Yeah,
slammed him.
And that's how you write it.
Right.
That's absolutely how you write it.
Right. Or a man ran up a wall.
Yeah.
And the lumber was beneath him. It didn't suit him, and he just smashed it over his head or over his knee and disposed of it because it wasn't good enough.
It was a sheer toothpick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things that just made me wonder, like, you know, like how would you describe it? Or I did have one other rabbit hole thing, which was kind of sprung this partially. The fastest first pitches ever recorded.
I saw it. Nolan Ryan was
77
at 63 years old.
So, yeah, and then Randy Johnson was 77.
Yep.
He no warm up. He just threw it, and his fucking arm was killing him.
You can see him fucking trying to work his shoulder.
I couldn't remember who.
Fucking Kaepernick.
Kaepernick was in there, but number one was Ichiro, 93 miles an hour.
Right. Russell Wilson made the list too, I think.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was like 80 something.
Yeah.
But he was a baseball player.
He was.
Kaepernick made it, which whatever. I mean, he was in his prime.
Sure.
And then fucking Ichiro, 93 miles an hour, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's a kid named O'Neal Cruz now in Pittsburgh, 6'10" shortstop.
Jesus.
Who is clocked on average from short to first at 105.
Sean Dunston-ish?
Same
Sean Dunston was like 107.
Yeah, the two
crazy,
of them were
something
crazy.
ridiculous.
And he also hit the fastest batted ball this year, like 124.
Really?
He's a freak. They're going to convert him to a corner outfielder because 6'10" and short. It's not going to be a long career.
No, and that's what scares me about long term for Judge is you have to be very mechanically sound when you're that long,
right?
When you're that tall,
right? And
if you get an injury of any way, it throws the mechanics off.
Yeah.
And the older you get, you can't pull the bat through as fast.
Right. You saw it for a final season, rebounding off of a couple of subpar seasons where he was already over 40. Pujols went out with a great year.
Yeah, but he had a nice small swing.
And
you're not 6'7" super lanky.
He played against certain pitching. He played in certain ballparks, and he didn't play in the field a whole lot.
Right.
So you nursed him through his last year. He deserved that.
Yeah, he did.
He may be one of the best players I've ever seen. And statistically, it shows it. Never accused of PEDs. The man is top 5 in so many categories. But yeah. And one last thing, big shout out. I know these are polarizing guys. Big shout out to Logan Paul, man. That match was phenomenal.
That video I showed you was cool.
It was cool. But when you get a chance later, if you've got Peacock, go on and watch that match. You'd think the kid was been doing it for 10 years already.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way he sells, his athleticism.
Okay. Well, we got a few minutes here. How embarrassing is it if you're a professional wrestler that a guy like Pat McAfee and a guy like Logan Paul show you up
right
in minimal time.
Yeah, you should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed because you were wrestling. Oh, paying my dues at a local fucking high school in front of 13 people and blah blah blah. All the road work you did, dude. When McAfee gets in the ring, he shows up everybody.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, who hasn't been doing it that long, shows up everybody.
That was his third match.
Right. Look, but that's what I'm saying. Look at when McAfee was in War Games and did the dive off the top of the cage. Like, what the fuck, bro?
And not for nothing, Logan Paul did it yesterday in Jeddah in their stadium, which seats like 70,000 people. So it was a big.
And he did it. He picked up his phone and did a fucking selfie. And then
hysterical.
And I showed you the video.
Yeah, he had his two buddies from his podcast down in the corner of the ring.
Yeah.
Went to them, grabbed his buddy's phone, got on the top thing, opened up the camera, showed everybody, and then hit the 5-star.
Dude, you don't realize how fucking high up he was until
he was up there.
And then you hear he hits and he's like, oh.
Yeah. They don't get nearly enough credit for what they do with their bodies.
No.
Brock Lesnar, for a guy who isn't a spring chicken anymore,
right,
put on a hell of a match selling yesterday.
Really?
Lashley took it to him, and he ended up pulling the win on a weird pinning combo. But yeah, big ups to Brock too. These guys, they're calling their shots at this stage of the game. They don't have to.
They don't have to sell for people and that. They're trying to help get people over. But needless to say, one thing I do want to do is I want to say get well soon to Joe DeFino.
Yes,
Joe did a lot. He's helped us a lot. Very good guy. He's very much involved with the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's good. He's good to them. He was very good to us at Hope Rocks.
Right.
Here's somebody that really needs it now.
Yes.
He needs the prayers. He needs the help. He needs the thoughts from everybody. And I would really hope people rally around behind him. Here's a guy who selflessly put on Hope Rocks for years for the betterment of people to get clean and, for hope, to have hope through addiction and these things. And his isn't that related, but.
And a beloved teacher.
Right. And so, you just hope that maybe they can do Hope Rocks for him.
Right.
So he has, some hope. So
yeah, definitely.
The outpouring of love for Joe, and hope he gets well soon.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, that's a good way to end it, bud.
All right, bring us home, buddy.
All right, for Gmac, this is Woody. This has been the Outlaw Blitz podcast, and as always, take it easy.